सो आयुष का फुल फॉर्म क्या है? आयुर्वेदा, योगा, यूनानी, सिद्धा एंड होम्योपैथी. सो I will not repeat about Ayurveda because I've already done yesterday. Okay, so today I'll be teaching you about yoga, Unani, Siddha and homeopathy. So let us see what yoga. Yoga, you know, is very famous. अभी तो मतलब last week there was a yoga day, International Yoga Day. So you know, yoga is very famous. ठीक है, सिर्फ इंडिया में फेमस नहीं है लेकिन वर्ल्ड वाइड. ठीक है, एवरीवेयर एनीवेयर इन द वर्ल्ड, ओके, वी आर प्रैक्टिसिंग योगा. ठीक है, so we should, as Indians, we are very proud that you know that yoga was you know, it was basically it was created from India. Okay, and it is coming from a word, it is coming from a Sanskrit word yuj का मतलब है to unite or to integrate. Okay, so it's written here that the word yoga comes from the Sanskrit word yuj, which means to unite or to integrate. Okay, to unite our body, to unite our mind, to unite our soul. ठीक है, बॉडी, माइंड एंड सोल, ये तीनों चीजें बैलेंस होना चाहिए लाइफ में. एंड you know, they have to unite together, they have to come together, okay, to have a good health. Then yoga is about the union of a person's own consciousness and universal consciousness. Okay, so we have our own consciousness, okay, we have our own thoughts, we have our own objectives, our own goals. ठीक है, we know about ourselves, okay, we know our weakness, हमें पता है कि हमारी weakness क्या है, हमारी strength क्या है. ठीक है, so we are conscious about ourselves, okay, we know that we are thin, we are fat, okay, we are, you know, we are healthy or we are sick. ठीक है, अगर weakness है body में या headache है, तो we know that, you know, there is some problem in our body. ठीक है, so we are conscious about our own health. Okay, and universal conscious means environmental factors. Okay, what is going around in the world? Okay, अभी coronavirus है, Delta 3, you know, Delta plus is spreading in many states of the country. Okay, so we are aware that a third wave is going to come and it has already come also, and we know that Delta plus is responsible, and you know that we are aware about the environment also. Okay, so that is a universal consciousness. Okay, we are aware about the vaccines, we are aware that you know, with vaccines we have to also follow some precautions. Okay, just because we have given vaccine, we have taken vaccine, it does not mean we don't have to wear a mask anymore. So these are all environmental factors. Okay, so these are the universal consciousness. So yoga का मतलब क्या है? It is a connection. It tries to connect between our own consciousness and with the universal consciousness. So yoga is about the union. Union का मतलब है connecting. ठीक है, connection. Or attaching or making a bridge, okay, connecting a bridge with the others. So it is about the union of a person's own consciousness, मतलब अपनी individual की कुछ consciousness है वो है, and the universal consciousness, मतलब the universal or the environmental factors. It is primarily a way of life, and it was first propounded, or it was first first branded out by Patanjali in the systematic form. Yoga is a promotive का मतलब है ये health को promote करते हैं. It tries to make health much more better. ठीक है, promoting from a you know, a good health to a very excellent good health. ठीक है, that is promotive. Preventive का मतलब है to prevent from any disease condition or to prevent from any injury. Rehabilitative का मतलब है you know, to rehabilitate ourselves, to energize ourselves. Okay, and curative का मतलब है to cure any disease condition. If you're having shortness of breath, by doing yoga you'll feel better. By if you're having a headache, if you're having depression, anxiety, stress, so by doing yoga it will reduce the stress. So it is a curative intervention for overall enhancement of health state. So ये याद रखना, ठीक है? Whenever you have to write the definition of yoga, so you can write this. So yoga is a promotive, number 1. Number 2, ये preventive है. Number 3, rehabilitative, and number 4, curative. ठीक है? These are the 4 interventions to improve individual's health, to improve the life of a person. Okay, so this was about yoga. So yoga consists of 8 components. ठीक है? Just like Ayurveda. Ayurveda also they have many components. ठीक है? So yoga also it consists of 8 components, and they are: number 1, restraint. Call it as yama. ठीक है? Yama or restraint. Number 2, niyama, that is observance of austerity. Number 3, asana, that is physical postures. Number 4, pranayam, that is breathing exercise. Then pratyahar, that is the restraining of sense organs. Then dharana, that is contemplation. Dhyan, that is meditation. And samadhi, that is deep meditation. Okay, so these are the components for yoga. Okay, is this clear with everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in yoga, the steps and practice of yoga have the potential to improve social and personal behavior. So yoga, again, it does not improve the body, the physical health, but it also improves the mental health and the behavior. Okay, the social and the personal behavior, how we are behaving with others. हमारी जो attitude है, हमारी जो behavior है, हमारी जो mood swings है, ठीक है? How we can improve, okay, and to promote physical health. So not only our mental health, but also it has a connection with our physical health by better circulation of oxygenated blood in the body. So by doing yoga, okay, there's so many steps of yoga. Okay, so if you're doing yoga, what happens is there will be better circulation of oxygenated blood. Okay, so there will for better circulation of oxygenated blood in the body, restraining the sense organs, and thereby inducing tranquility and serenity of mind. So there will be peaceful mind. Okay, by doing yoga. That is why, like, whenever we have stress, whenever we have anxiety, ठीक है, ज़्यादा pressure हो रहा है mind में, so we can do yoga. So what happens is, if we do yoga, our mind will be peaceful, it will be calm, it will be quiet, serene. Then the practice of yoga has also been found to be useful in the prevention of certain psychosomatic diseases, and it improves the individual resistance and ability to endure stressful situations. Okay, so that is why many individuals are performing yoga. Why? Because it is very beneficial for them. Okay, it has so many advantages, not only mental health, but also physical and social health also. It is effective. So that was about yoga. Is this clear before I go on to Unani? Is this clear about yoga?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now coming to Unani. Okay, so after Ayurveda, after yoga, then comes is the U, that is Unani. So as the name indicates, Unani system was originated in Greece. So this is not in India. Okay, so like Ayurveda and yoga, these were originated in India. But Unani is not originated in India. It originated in Greece. Okay, so this is another country in the Europe countries. So the foundation of Unani system was laid down by the Hippocrates. It was introduced in India by the Arabs and the Persians sometime around the 11th century. So many years ago, okay, so the Arabs and the Persians, okay, so from the European countries, they are bringing this Unani system into India. So they are introducing Unani into India around the 11th century. During 13th and 17th century AD, Unani medicine had its heyday in India. So, 11th century, it was brought into India, it was introduced into India. Then by after 3-4 years, by the 13th century and 17th century, what happened is Unani medicine it has become very famous in India. Okay, apart from Ayurveda and yoga. Then Unani, the basic theory of Unani system is based upon the well-known four humor theory of Hippocrates. So Unani also has some components, it has some principles that they are following. ठीक है, एक theory है that they are following. Okay, so the four humors are there is blood, phlegm, black bile, and yellow bile. Okay, so in other words, we can say hot, wet, cold, and dry. Okay, so these are the four humor or theory of Hippocrates. Okay, that is something related to hot, something which is related to being wet. Okay, wet moisture. Then something which is related to cold, freezing temperature, and the other is dry. Okay, very dry. Okay, and there is no moisture, no nothing. It is completely dry. So these are the four humors. Okay, that they are depending upon. Then the human body is considered to be made up of 7 components. So Unani has believed that there are 7 components. Okay, so they are arkan, which is elements. Okay, so then next is mizaj, that is temperament. Akhlat, the humors, the 4 humors that I have explained just now. Then aza, the organs. Arva is the spirit, okay, or the vital breath. Huwa is the energy, and afal are the function. Okay, so they believe that these are the components, the 7 components that the human body is made up of. Okay, it is made up of elements. Okay, elements that air, water, fire. Okay, space, temperament. Then humors, the 4 humors. Okay, cold, wet, dry, cold, wet, dry and hot. Then the organs, there are different organs in our body, the sense organs also, the 5 senses. Then spirit, okay, our soul, okay, the high spirit. Then comes the energy that the body is releasing, and the functions, okay, the different functions of the body. So these are the 5 components of that the Unani believed that the human body is made up of. Then Unani system of medicine has been found to be, so now coming to the medicine. Okay, so we have dealt with the theory. Okay, they believe that they believe the theory of Hippocrates, that there are 4 they believe the 4 humors: wet, dry, cold, and hot. And then they said that there are 7 components that the human body is made up of. Okay, and now coming to the medicine, relating with the medicine. So the Unani system of medicine has been found to be efficacious, means very effective, very beneficial for the body in conditions like rheumatoid arthritis. So people suffering from rheumatoid arthritis, okay, that is the inflammation of the joints. Okay, so rheumatoid arthritis, people suffering with rheumatoid arthritis, they can be healed by following Unani system. Then jaundice also, nervous debility. Okay, people suffering from any neurological disease condition. Then skin diseases like vitiligo and eczema. Okay, dermatitis, rashes, inflammation of the skin. Then sinusitis, also patients suffering from sinuses. Okay, so from inflammation of sinuses, that is sinusitis. So patients suffering from these also can be treated by using Unani system of medicine, and also asthma. Okay, so these are some of the, you can say, the disease conditions which can be treated by Unani system of medicine. Then Unani system, there are 4 forms of treatment in Unani medicine. Okay, so the four forms of treatment that Unani medicine believed in are number one, that is pharmacotherapy. Pharmacotherapy का मतलब है something related with with medicine. Okay. Then second is dietotherapy. Sorry, spelling mistake है. Dietotherapy. Dietotherapy relating with the diet. Okay. Then regimental therapy. The regimen. Okay, what they have to follow. Okay, the treatment regimen that they have to follow, and the last is the surgery. Okay, so in Unani also there are surgery. Okay, forms of treatment, that is surgery. So these are the four forms of treatment in Unani medicine. Okay, so is this clear about Unani? किसी को doubt है?
मैम रेजिमेंटल थेरेपी का मतलब एक बार और बता दीजिए।
ओके Okay, regimental therapy. Okay, so this is it is one of the form of Unani medicine. Okay, so here they are mostly using non-medicinal techniques, like you can say like have you heard about acupressure, acupuncture? कभी सुना है? हाँ, cupping. ठीक है, cupping by using cupping, by using sweating. Okay. By using leech, एक वो भी है. Okay, there is a leech. I think it is okay. So it is not an animal, but basically it's like an insect. ठीक है, एक insect होते हैं. It is a leech. Okay, so what happens is if patient is if patient is having continuous bleeding, ठीक है, hemorrhage हो जाते हैं. So what happens is if you keep that insect, okay, on the patient's skin, it will absorb all the bleeding. Okay, it will suck all the blood. ठीक है, वो leech है. So leech also, leeching system, cupping, ठीक है, by using small cups. Okay, cupping system. Then yes, cupping system, leeching. So these are some therapies in regimental therapy. These are the forms of regimental therapy. Okay, so in Unani also I have seen Unani cupping. Cupping, you can Google it yourself also. Okay, so cupping. Wait, let me see. Yes, cupping also it uses cups. Okay, and what happens is this, by using cups, it will suck. Okay, it will suck the skin, and this will help in circulation of oxygenated blood. Okay, so cupping, leeching, these are all in regimental therapy. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so that was about Unani. Okay, so wait, let me see if there is some other forms. Yes, okay, so there is cupping, like I said. Okay, sweating also. Okay, by we provide hot temperature to the patient, and then what happens is sweating will take place. Okay, so by sweating also, all the toxic waste from our body will it will be excreted out in the form of sweat. Okay, so this sweating method also is one of the regimental therapy of Unani. Okay, there is cupping, there is sweating, there is diuresis. Diuresis का मतलब है like excretion of water from the body. Okay, it can be in the form of urine, or it can be form of sweating, or it can be in the form of sweating, urine. Okay, these are all regimental therapy. Okay, so now coming to the Siddha. Okay, so the Siddha system of medicine is one of the ancient system of medicine in India. So Siddha is also being originated in India. Okay, having its close bond with the Dravidian culture. So it was, it was almost related with the Dravidian culture. Okay, years back. The term Siddha means achievement, and Siddhas are those who have achieved result in medicine. So what does Siddha mean? Siddha का मतलब है achievement, to achieve something. Okay, if patient is having any disease condition, if patient is having migraine, so he wants to achieve what? A good health. Okay, so Siddha means achievement, and Siddhas are those who have achieved results in medicine. Siddhas are those people who have, who have practiced Siddha. Siddha system of medicine emphasizes on patient. It puts more importance on the patient's health. It puts more importance on the environment also, on the age, sex, race, habits, the normal habits, mental framework, mental health, habitat, where they are residing, where they are staying, diet, appetite, physical condition, physiological constitution of the disease, for its treatment, which is individualistic in nature. So Siddha is like an umbrella. ठीक है, umbrella के अंदर बहुत सारे components है. ठीक है, it is putting it has very good importance on patient, on environment, age, gender, race, habits, mental health, habits, habitat, their diet, appetite, physical condition, and the physiological condition of the patient. Okay, so we have to achieve a good health. We have to achieve excellent health. Okay, we do not want the patient to have disease condition, repeated disease condition. Okay, so Siddha is so that is why Siddha means achievement. Then Siddha, one of the oldest system of medicine in India, having a close similarity to Ayurveda. So here Siddha is also very related to Ayurveda. Okay, because why in Siddha also we are using natural, organic plants. We are using organic, elements. Okay, so it is it is related to Ayurveda. Then Siddha, the diagnosis of diseases are done through examination of pulse. So how we are able to diagnose a disease condition in Siddha? Okay, how we are able to diagnose the patient by by examining or by checking the pulse of the patient, by checking the eyes, eye examination, by checking the urine sample. Okay, the color of the urine. Okay, the clarity of the urine. Then study of voice, okay, the voice also, okay, then color of the body, whether it's pink or yellow. If it's yellow, then obviously it's jaundice. Okay, it's pink or yellow or bluish in color. Then the condition of the tongue also, okay, and the status of digestion. Okay, the bowel pattern of the patient. Okay, whether they are passing stool daily or whether they are, where they are passing urine also. Okay, so the digestion, especially the digestion, whether they're having constipation or whether they're having diarrhea, that also we have to examine. System has the system of Siddha has unique treasure for the conversion of metals and minerals as drugs. So here in Siddha, not only we are using organic plants, okay, or organic elements, but here we are using metals also, like copper, okay, like silver, mercury, lead, sulfur. These are all metals. So we are using metals and minerals also as drug. To make medicine, we are using metals and minerals also. Okay, just like mercury, silver, arsenic, lead, and sulfur without any side effects. Okay, so this is Siddha. Then the strength of the Siddha system lies in providing very effective therapy. So which condition or which disease condition we can use Siddha system of medicine to treat are number one, psoriasis. Okay, it is a skin disease condition. Okay, psoriasis or rheumatic disorders, chronic liver disorders where there can be damage to the liver. Then benign prostate hypertrophy, bleeding piles, hemorrhage, peptic ulcers, okay, ulcers formation in the stomach, ulcers formation in the small intestine or in the large intestine. Then various kinds of dermatological disorders, okay, any skin problem or any skin disease condition, okay, So we can use Siddha system of medicine. So is this clear about Siddha? Any confusion between Siddha and Ayurveda? किसी को doubt है?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now coming to the last is the homeopathy. Okay, so homeopathy also is very commonly used. Okay, the system, the physicians from the time of Hippocrates around 400 BC, they have observed that certain substance can produce systems of a disease in healthy people similar to those suffering from a disease condition. So, people back then, okay, the doctors during the 400 BC, so they have found out, or they did some research that some specific factors can cause disease conditions, okay, and patients will have sign and symptoms based on the specific disease condition. So there is a doctor called Dr. Christian Friedrich Samuel Hahnemann. He is a German physician. Okay, he's a doctor from Germany. Scientifically examined this phenomenon and codified the fundamental principles of homeopathy. So he introduced the principles, or he created the fundamental principles of homeopathy. And homeopathy was brought into India around 1810 AD by the European missionaries. So homeopathy also was not introduced. It was not introduced in India. Okay, so homeopathy was introduced in the European countries. Okay, by this in Germany. Okay, so homeopathy was brought into India. It was introduced into India around 1810 AD by the European missionaries, and they received awards also or recognition in 1948 by the Parliament. Okay, so याद रखना कि homeopathy was not originated in India. Even Unani also was not originated in India. Okay, so these two only are not originated in India, but they were introduced into India after they were created. Okay, then homeopathy. Okay, so the principles that this doctor, German doctor, he has introduced. He introduced the fundamental principles. Okay, so the principles are, number one, the first principle of homeopathy, we call it as a similibus curantur. It is a medicine which could induce or which introduce a set of symptoms in healthy human beings would be capable of curing a similar set of symptoms in human beings actually suffering from the disease condition. So this was the first principle. They said that there will be some specific medicines that they could treat all signs and symptoms. Okay, if patient is having signs and symptoms like nausea, vomiting, okay, of a specific disease condition. Suppose patient is suffering from, peptic ulcer disease. Okay, patient A is suffering from peptic ulcer disease like nausea and vomiting. Okay, so there will be a medicine the homeopathy medicine that can treat nausea and vomiting in peptic ulcer disease. Then there is another patient B. He is suffering from, patient suffering from poisoning. Okay, so in poisoning also there will be nausea and vomiting. Okay, so that specific medicine we can also give to the other patient, okay, suffering from poisoning, but it will only heal, or it will only recover only treat the nausea and vomiting. So this was the first principle. They said that there will be a specific medicine that can treat signs and symptoms of different disease condition. Okay, having the similar disease, then similar symptoms. Sorry. Second principle is single medicine. Single medicine should be administered at a time to a particular patient during the treatment. So they said that there should be one medicine that can be given to a patient. Only one medicine can be given to a patient at a specific time during the treatment. Okay. Then third principle of minimum dose. Okay, bare minimum dose of a drug which would induce a curative action without any adverse effect should be administered. So the third principle, they said that there should be some medicine that they will there will be the side effects will not be so much. ठीक है, मिनिमम डोज दे सकते हैं, लेकिन जो इनकी साइड इफेक्ट्स हैं वो भी ज्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए. सो दैट इज द थर्ड प्रिंसिपल. वी डू नॉट वांट द पेशेंट टू हैव साइड इफेक्ट्स. Okay, they do not want the medicine to have many side effects. So that is the third principle. Okay, so is this clear with the principles? किसी को doubt है?
मैम ये थर्ड प्रिंसिपल फिर से बता दो.
थर्ड प्रिंसिपल ऑफ मिनिमम डोज. ठीक है, इसका मतलब है if a patient is suffering from any particular sign and symptom, for example, patient is suffering from headache. Okay, patient is having headache. Okay, so these doctors of homeopathy, they said that there will be a medicine. Okay, we will give in small dose, मतलब कम dose में देंगे. ठीक है, so that it will treat the headache of the patient. Okay, but if you are giving that medicine, ठीक है, अगर हम वो specific medicine दे रहे patient को, तो there should be no side effect, or there should be less side effect. Okay, the side effects of that medicine should be very less. Okay, so that is the meaning of minimum dose. Okay, so it is written here, a bare minimum dose, matlab a small dose of a medicine, it would treat the sign and symptom, it would treat the headache of the patient without any adverse effect, without any side effects. Okay, so they want a medicine having no side effects. Okay, so that is homeopathy. This is the third principle of homeopathy. अब clear है?
Yes ma'am.
ठीक है. Okay, so you must have seen, I think, homeopathy medicines. Okay, so they come in, these are the small. Okay, they are very, very tasty also. Okay, they are very sweet, and they are placed in these bottles. Okay, so they are small bottles here, glass bottles, and they have medicines, small round medicines. Okay, these are very sweet and very tasty also. Okay, when I was a child, okay, when I was a small child, I used to take these medicines just because they are tasty and sweet. Okay, not because I'm having any symptom, but just like that. I just take it because it's very nice and it's very sweet. Okay, so, but then, then I realized that these are medicines, they are not sweets or toffees. Okay, but they are very tasty. Okay, so homeopathy is based on the assumption that the causes of disease depends upon the susceptibility or proneness of an individual to a incidence, in addition to the action of external agent like bacteria and virus. So homeopathy उन्होंने ये assume किया है, ठीक है, that a disease condition can happen to a patient, okay, if the patient's immune system is low, if the patient is not taking care of herself, if the patient is not taking any precautive measures. Okay, for example, coronavirus. Okay, so for example, I'll give you coronavirus. So patient can have coronavirus. Okay, if they are not taking care of themselves, if they are not wearing masks, if they do not get vaccinated, if they are not washing their hands, if they are not using hand sanitizer. So it depends upon the susceptibility, how the patient is, taking care of himself or herself, or how the immunity of the patient is it strong or is it weak, and also in addition to the exposure to external agent like bacteria or virus. Okay, so if you have to go for checkup to the hospital, and if you do not wear mask, if you do not use hand sanitizer after touching any exposed areas, then you are directly exposing yourself to the virus. Okay, so that this was the assumption that they made by homeopathy, that a person can get disease condition, they can get a problem in their health by not taking care of themselves, by having low immunity. Then homeopathic medicines are prepared mainly from natural substances. So ये याद रखना, homeopathy is not prepared, और ये जो medicines है, they are not prepared from any metals, or they're not using any minerals or metals like copper, arsenic, lead, etc. Okay, but they are only using natural products. Okay, they are using organic products such as plant products, all types of plants. okay, minerals and animal sources. Okay, then homeopathy has its own areas of strength in therapeutic, and it is particularly useful in treatment for allergies. So homeopathy is very effective for treatment disease conditions like allergies, autoimmune disorders, and viral infection. Okay, so this was about homeopathy. So is this clear with everyone? किसी को doubt है with all the with yoga, Unani, Siddha and homeopathy? किसी को doubt है in any of these forms of traditional medicine?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then. So yesterday and today I've completed Ayush. Okay, so this is whole unit. Okay, Ayush. So Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, and homeopathy. Okay, so if anybody has any doubts, please let me know. Okay, I'll send the PowerPoint again in the group. Okay, so that you can read through the PowerPoint and you can make notes on your own also. Okay, so